Hello everyone. I forgot to mention in the recording I made that this is my 10th draft in Innistrad Midnight Hunt, and that means I have my first set completion status update at the end of the video. So if you are interested in that stuff, please check that thing out as well. Hello everyone, and welcome to another premiere draft of Innistrad Midnight Hunt. And as you can see, I actually got a camera, so now you finally see my face. The first pick here will be the Liesa. I'm actually not sure if you can see the card here. My camera might be on front of this because I can move it in this view. I'm actually having it myself, but it won't be moved in your view. But I can of course hover over the cards here, so you can know that I'm gonna take the rare from this package. Obviously a crazy bomb rare, 5 mana 4/5 lifelinker with flying, with a pretty decent ability as well, or a pair of abilities in fact. It's an easy first pick here. This pack is quite strong. There's also Cathartic Pyre, which I would consider first pickable card, and well, I guess the commons are not that amazing, and the other two uncommons are okay, but nothing too crazy. But two very good cards, I would say. Yeah, how about this pack? Covered Cut Purse, Olivia's Midnight Ambush. They are uncolored cards I'm quite interested in. So this thing says when it enters, yeah, you can destroy something that got dealt damage. And it has Disturb. It's gonna be a 5 mana 2/2 flying death touch, still okay. But I guess the 3 mana creature is fine enough. So I think the decision is between the Midnight Ambush and the Covered Cut person here. There's also, of course, Evolving Wilds, which is always a pickable card, but maybe not really as a second pick when there are decent options here available. There are some blue cards. I mean, blue-black is very, very strong. But I have this double white rare here. I don't really want to ignore white yet. I think I'll take the uncommon here just because it's an uncommon, and the Midnight Ambush might be the better card actually. But let's play with the uncommon because you get to play with those not that often than with commons. Okay, so there are still a couple of white cards in here. There's also the Behemoth in here. Yeah, well, these are the black and white options here. Outland Liberator is definitely good. There's yet another Falcon Abomination. I should maybe consider moving to blue here. It's obviously, if it's gonna be open, I want to be in that color. But I like the green 2-drop here especially. I'm just not sure if I should just take something inferior white here because of the Liesa. It's a double white, so I'm not going to splash this I'm not gonna splash for white for this card because it's double white. I think I like the 2-drop here enough more that I take it now, and if it's gonna be something like black-green, then it is. The only white card here is the Unruly Mob. I'm going to say white won't be that open now, so I maybe have to ignore the first pick here, and there's still an Organ Holder though. There's an Elm Mirror. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. I don't think the Interloper is maybe not that amazing, especially maybe not in black-green, which tends to be a bit slower archetype. I'm not picking a 5-drop right now, but I do like the Exile ability. It's pretty relevant in this format. I think the pick is between the Organ Holder, which is just an amazing blue common, and then there's an Elm Mirror, which would still work with the black that I have here a bit here. Okay, I'll take the uncommon again because, you know, the same reasoning. This is only my 10th draft of the format, so I still want to play with the uncommons to kind of test them, how good they actually are. Of course, many commons will be better than those. Alright, so, well, this is a fairly weak pack. There's still a decent blue card though. Immolation is okay, but not really a reason to go red here, I don't think. There is a Soul Guide Grief. The Homestead Courage, obviously not a good card, so I mean I would love to draft white here, but not very likely that it's gonna happen. Should I take a blue card after passing all those blue? I don't care about the red here. I think I'll take the bait hook angler here. Bait hook angler, and let's see what's coming up here. Alright, so there is the bird admirer. I quite like it as a defensive werewolf. I have this 2-drop werewolf I really like. There is of course a silver bolt. Okay, I guess I'm just taking that admirer here. If I can be green, then that's good. And there's nothing green in here. I don't think the Gale Drifter is that great as a 4-drop. Definitely nowhere near the same as the thing that gets you a card from the top 3 cards. Consider is not maybe exciting. I'm not exactly sure. I don't really have zombies here for the crawl from the cellar. It's not that great when you don't get the +1/+1 counters. Alright, I don't know. I'll take the Gale Drifter anyway, but I don't think it's the best 4-drop ever. Okay, only blue and red cards in here. How good are these? This is okay. I guess, well, these 5-drops are fine. But there's also a shipwreck shifters. Now there is a chance I just ignore the black also, and it could be a blue-green. This cares about discarding a spirit or something with disturb. Well, green doesn't have either. I don't know. I don't like to move to red here, so I guess I'll just take the shifters here. I do have a disturb card and another disturb card here, so maybe it can work. Rise of the Ants. I'll take that, fine. And okay, both of these came back. Oh, there's another shipwreck shifters. That's actually interesting now that I have one. The more you have, of course, the better they become. Yeah, how about that? I don't know. I just really like the Evolving Wilds too much, I guess. Let's take that. I take the 5-drop here. Yeah, I'm not sure if I was supposed to take the... I'm not drafting green, red here, I don't think. But maybe I should have taken the another shifters there. Not sure though. Okay, Florian, Walder, and Cyan. Very, very good. 3 mana, 3/3 first striker with an interesting trigger. You don't usually see a lot of those at the beginning of your post-combat main phase. But here we are. Very good card, but yeah, it would have to be black and red. There is an Infernal Grasp, a splashable card. I already took the Evolving Wilds, but there's a Belly Breaker. I'm just maybe a bit too big of a fan of these big... I mean, this is just a very, very large 5-drop with some way to protect itself, especially when it's night. There's an Olivia's Midnight Ambush. I'm definitely not necessarily blue or black, so I'm not sure. I maybe just should. I would take the Infernal Grasp over the Olivia's Midnight Ambush. Let's just take the green card here, because I'm pretty sure I will be green here if nothing else. Don't know about my second color though. The Celestus. Yeah, it does work, but 3 mana to make the... Well, it does loot, of course, but still 3 mana and tap for this. I guess it does work as a mana rock, of course. 3 mana rocks just aren't usually the best ones. I have a couple of 5-drops though, and the Rise of the Ants. Now I do like the contortion. How do you say it? Whatever, Troupe. Do like it. Free counters. I'm a big fan of them. There is a duel for dominance if I want to have some removal, but I guess I'll just take the Troupe for now, and let's see how it goes. Okay, Root Coil Creeper. Now that might make me go black and blue and green. Such a good one, and the other cards in the pack, they are not particularly strong. I'll take the Creeper, and I'm going to be blue and green. I don't know if I'm gonna regret passing the another shipwreck shifters. But that said, I don't think green has spirits, and I don't think green has disturb creatures either. So blue-green might not be the best home for this card. So maybe it's not that bad. Now, do I want to have a 2-drop or another Evolving Wilds? And I think the answer is a 2-drop now. I want more of those, so let's just take it. It's a pretty decent one. Okay, I'll cut the black. I'll cut the first pick here. This is a best of 1 draft, so don't really think I'm going to play such a clumsy card as a Dryad's Revival either, so let's just ignore it. And how many creatures I have? 12, and I have only 1 non-creature. Okay, well the blue-green aren't exactly the removal colors, so I have to live with it. I guess I'll take the Winterthorn Blessing. I don't think it's that good, but it's a card I want to test in practice. I don't recall playing it myself, so let's take it at least for now. Another Burly Breaker. Well, I mean the other option is another 5-drop, which is not as good, and then there is some tricks and tapping at the window. Okay, let's take a Burly Breaker, and maybe if I get the rare Mana Rock back, I will be playing it. However, what's this thing? X, okay, 2 mana and X. Okay, it's actually not that great. It's not really that great. Okay, I'd rather have... What? This pack doesn't have anything. I'll take the rare in that case. I might splash for it, but it probably not. It doesn't seem like it's very good. Now there's another Shipwreck Shifter here, but I think I might want to have it locked in the cemetery rather than that. I won't have a lot of spirits. 1 spirit. And how many creatures with Disturb? Well, I don't have a lot of those either. Actually, most of my cards are in fact green, so let's take the some kind of a removal spell there, and here it's just nothing for me, not gonna even splash anything of that kind. I don't think the Eccentric Farmer is exactly going to be a card I'm that interested in either. I wouldn't mind the Bounding Wolf. I have actually a few werewolves. I can, you know, not play a spell on my turn, make night and make these things bigger, but Duel for Dominance might just be too important for this deck that doesn't have any removal yet. Okay, let's try another Winterthorn Blessing then. It is semi-removal, sort of. Don't like the wolf here, but this is, you know, if I don't have removal, pump effects are fine. Not gonna main deck plummet in best of 1, so let's take the path to the West Festival. If I splash for something, who knows? Maybe I can play that card. Light Up the Night, though, that is a card that could be a splashable one, but is there something else? There's another Troupe, there's another... Well, there's first copy of a Shadow Beast Sighting. Okay, then. This is like a mono-green deck, almost. I have 9 blue cards, but each of them... Yeah, there are stuff like Component Collector, which I'm not really interested in playing at all. I'm not interested in playing the Shipwreck Shifters either, though. So maybe... I mean, do I want to splash for this thing? This is very good, but I could just take another Troupe here. Maybe it's just too much of Troupes, but whatever. I'll take it anyway. Okay, then. Third Burly Breaker. How about that? There's a Moonrage Slash too, but I don't think I'm gonna splash for anything here. Okay, then. I guess with that many 5-drops I could actually play the path to the festival, even though it's really not a great thing to do on turn 3. Not affecting the board at all. But I'm still taking this. This is just so big. There's a Tovolar. Okay, I could have had a reasonable red and green deck. This is pretty good. I mean, I don't have a lot of blue, but I have the Root Coil Creeper and a couple of these blessings, which I understand might not be that great, but they are at least interesting to test in practice. I guess in a deck that has a lot of creatures, they can be pretty decent. I take the defensive 4-drop here because I have so good 5-drops that I would just want to buy some time. Okay, clear a shot. Should be pretty easily the pick here. Okay, look at these red and green cards. Yeah, this could be... I mean, of course, I can only pick one of these. Who knows, maybe one of these things come back at pick number 12 here. But it's not that likely, actually, because they are very good. But, I mean, the Unnatural Moonrise isn't that good unless you are, you know, really deep into werewolves, and I'm quite deep. Anyway, I think the removal spell is still the card I want to have here. another root coil creeper. That is fantastic news, actually. So yeah, that means that's easily the blue-green is also a good color combination to be in. Okay, there's a Moonrage slash this late here, but I'm going to take the rare here because I'm not splashing them for red here. This is, 20 gems if nothing else. Another unnatural Moonrise. A 2-drop steel, which I could take, or I could take the 4-drop. I don't have a lot of 4-mana cards though, but I have a lot of 5-mana cards. I think it's more important to have the 2-drops to just keep in the game, so I'll take that. And here, yeah, I'm taking the Admirer because I'm gonna cut the component collectors. This is a lot better 3-drop here. And there's the Shifters, which I don't really think I'm gonna play, so guess I'll just pick an uncommon here in that case. Okay, Evolving Wilds, but I think the Bounding Wolf, I have some cuts to make. Do I have room for this thing? It's not that great, but it is good with the werewolves I have. But I guess the mana fixing is just too valuable to ignore here now. I don't think I have. I mean, this is 28 non-lands, so I'm gonna cut what, 5 cards. The stick fingers will go away, and then there will be, okay, both component collectors will be going away, and the shifters will go away. I don't mind having the angler. Do I want to have a random card draw spell here? Tapping at the window. I'm not sure if I guess it's kind of card draw in this deck too. Maybe it's better than the blue version that gives you clues. Alright, Unnatural Moonrise, Howl of the Hunt. I don't think I'm gonna play 2 of those howls, so I'll just take the uncommon here. Unblinking Observer. Now that's not interesting, but this thing is. Well, I guess it's not. I mean, I don't, in fact, have a lot of this what's it disturb creatures. Okay. Yeah, I should maybe cut it. But the sideboard doesn't have anything. I should maybe hover over these cards. It doesn't have anything I'm that interested in playing. I'm not splashing for anything here. So this is now. Well, this might be the lands I'm going to play anyway. Do I need the Tireless Hauler here? Let's see, the Troopers are expensive cards to pay 2. Calendar. How many 2-drop creatures I have? I can move it. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't see it, but I was able to move the camera away. Alright. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 2-drops. Okay, that's a decent amount. Rise of the Ants. That could be unnecessary in this deck. Might of the Old Ways, I think, is unnecessary. Although it can draw a card. How easy it is in this deck to draw a card. I guess I have a bunch of different values for power and toughness. But I think the Tireless Hauler, given I have 3 of these Burly Breakers, I just cut the fourth 5-drop here. And then the Rise of the Ants is the question. Do I want to play that card? I have to cut 1 more. So this currently is 15 creatures, 15 cards the tapping at the window can hit. And then the stuff goes to my graveyard, but I don't actually have that much of graveyard energy, so I think the tapping at the window can go away. But I'm keeping the Rise of the Ants also because the root coil creepers are quite good with that. So they can help cast the flashback cost, and then they can, just get it back from exile. So that is definitely valuable. So tapping at the window, I'll cut that. And this would be the 40 cards and 8 forest, 7 island, 2 evolving wilds. I mean, I have a lot more green cards. 20 cards require green mana, 7 cards require blue mana. But I still have these 2-drops that I want to, guarantee to play on turn 2. So I don't really want to go below 7 islands here, even though I have the evolving wilds here. Yeah, so this deck is well, it has a couple of removal spells, actually 3 because the locked in the cemetery can be counted as such clear shot. And then there's the duel for dominance. Couple of tricks that can help, push through. And then the Winterthorn blessings are, well, they are interesting. Let's see how they work in practice here. I should be able to have a pretty big creatures on the battlefield, and I should be able to also have an early board presence, so I shouldn't be getting run over. But of course, all the value decks that have all kind of cards that get more cards. Looking at blue, especially, they might overvalue me somehow. But maybe my 6/5 slash 8/7 cards are gonna be, too overwhelming for the opponent. I don't think I have any ways to make these guys have trample. I'm gonna use the Winterthorn blessings to tap some would-be jump blockers, I guess. This doesn't give any trample, nope. Yeah, it's fine. So this is the deck now. Let's see how the games go then. So if you're wondering why I suddenly have my camera here, I had a few days of no uploads at all. I felt like maybe I should do something about it. It's almost a year since I started uploading regularly these videos on YouTube, and I'm not going anywhere. I haven't gone anywhere. I just was very, very busy on the weekend and on the Monday as well. And now it's Tuesday evening when I'm recording this, and this will be published on Wednesday. So, and I will try to go back to daily uploads after that. I will keep it because I have the Root Coil Creeper here. It's gonna be pretty decent hand if this doesn't get removed and if I draw lands. Or at least if one of those things holds true. Okay, I drew a land, so that's already allowing me to cast the Bird Admirer if they have a way to kill it. They do actually might have the uncommon shock because, yeah, they had mana up as a response here. There wasn't really that many cards that worked there. Sadly, that was of course a great card for the opponent, but I can curve out with this stuff I'm having here. That is, in fact, quite nice. I can play a Trupei next turn, then Burly Breaker, maybe even on turn 5, if I draw a land in 2 draw steps. Which would be pretty funny. I kept a 2-lander if I get my 5th land on turn 5. I was also on the play. And that's gonna happen exactly. So this is gonna enter with 3. I guess I could attack, but don't really feel it makes any sense. Even if they don't block, they still will just, take 1 and I will take 3 because I'm not interested in trading with the Trupei. I will block with the Admirer. If they have tricks, then so be it. If they don't have anything, this Coven will in fact trigger on the next turn. Unless it becomes Knight, then this would be a 3/5, this would be a 3/3 still, and this would be a 8/7. So let's say if it becomes Knight, I don't mind having a 5 mana 8/7 Ward 3 here. Now that is a good card. I'm not offering any trades here. This will become a 4/4 Trampler, but I think the Trupei is still better than that. So let's just play this guy, get the counter on who. No attacks. I'm gonna keep it to the Bird Admirer. It's maybe the least impressive cards out of these, and as a 2/5 it definitely is more impressive than as a 1/4. Trupei is going to be good no matter what, so if it doesn't get removed. Well, I guess I could have given it a counter to save it from something like a Moonrage's Slash. But they have their own counter-giving machine too. But they don't necessarily want to make it Knight happen, because then I have a pretty big guys. Okay, they will play a 4 mana 2/2 here. And now if I'm going to attack here with this guy, I can eat 2 guys, but I would eat a Harvesttide Infiltrator and the Search Party Captain. I'm not sure I like that too much. I don't really see any point doing that. So I'll just play this guy. I've drawn a lot of lands, which is great when I kept 2, of course, and I have all these expensive cards and X cards here. Now I could play the Creeper and have even more counters for this thing, but obviously this is gonna already trigger the Coven here. And that's actually one other reason not to trade the Burly Breaker, because it makes it more easier for me to keep the Coven happening. So I will have X equals 5 here. And I will be able to just no attacks and give the counters, and I think both go to Bird Admirer, or at least one. Maybe one goes to the other Troupe. I have to keep in mind that I don't wanna. I mean, now I have now 3, 4, 5, 6, which is kind of optimal, but I don't wanna accidentally make Coven not be a thing by giving the counters in a somehow suboptimal way. Candle Trap on there, okay, and they do have a Coven. No, they don't actually have Coven. So, but now it's of course no longer able to do anything than block, and it won't even deal any damage. It still affects my Coven, and how about that? I get another Burly Breaker here. So, am I gonna start attacking? I don't see any reason. Let's just let's just continue playing all my great uncommons here, and this time I'm going to give. Let's see. This Burly Breaker gets 1 counter, and then I'm going to, because that will be a 7/6, 5 or 4. I don't know how to do it. Maybe just give it here. I can play a 2 power creature anyway to give more Coven. I have now 4, 5, 6 and 7 still here. Now I could force it a knight, but I don't necessarily want. This would become a 4/4. This would be. What's this? Coven. Someone of the guys gets double strike. Okay, okay. Time to attack. So 7/6 would be blocked by the 3/2. It's actually quite quite annoying here. When it becomes night, this will be about 6/9. I mean, I will have to start attacking at some point, but I'm just not sure. I will get 2 counters each turn. Maybe just, give the Burly Breaker a lot of counters and then make them either start jump blocking a lot or something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna just play these guys. Both of these guys will be played. Hopefully they don't have a rat spell. No attacks, and give a counter to, I guess, a Broodweaver, and a Burly Breaker can get 1 too. This is funny. Neither. Oh, they have a Werewolf kill spell, but the Troupes are actually the better cards in here. Yeah, I do kind of lose 2 of these things, but so be it. Now I will of course offer the trade here. They are. I mean, this is only Ward 1, so they can kill it. It's not night now. Double strike won't do a lot for them. Okay, another one of these guys. Well, let's go and attack with the Burly Breaker and see what happens. That's going to eat. Well, it's gonna probably eat the Silver Bolt, but they can, leave the. I mean, they would have to. Yeah, it's just not good for them. They want to get rid of it now. And now I can play the Bird Admirer here and get another 2 counters to Bird Admirer, and here I will give 1 to, I guess, the Broodweaver. This would be a 5. It takes some time to actually push any damage here, but I guess I have time. The opponent still has 3 cards I don't know about. Well, grief. Well, I have a reach guy. I have 2 reach guys, so that's no big deal. No, that wasn't even the grief. Sorry. I thought it was the 5 mana 3/4 that exiles a card from graveyard. Well, it still has flying, and so I can block it. Now they did get an extra card, but oh well. It still hasn't become a knight. If I draw a land, it will be a knight, whether I want it or not. But I guess them getting 1 counter is not really. Oh, now that's good. It's not really such a big deal necessarily. Okay, with the clear shot, I think it's time, especially when they are tapped out, it's time to start doing things here. And I mean things that involve me attacking. So let's attack with those. And I guess I could attack with the 5/5 Troupe. No, I'm gonna just do it like this. It's a bit conservative play, but I just don't want to lose my free counters currently. This is an attack I could be making even without any tricks. Although probably not, because they can just kill this with 7 power, and they could put like a 3/3 and 2/2. No, well, I guess if they put a... Well, let's see. Anyway, I have the clear shot, so they don't want to risk anything. And now it's time to become a knight. Now they will get a counter, but I get bigger creatures. And who's gonna get the... I don't think the creeper is that interesting at all. I'm gonna give this another admirer counter, and maybe it's time to... Well, no, Troupes are too good. I'm not gonna give them any counters. They just... As long as they are alive, they are so good. Guess the... Maybe the Root Coil Creeper could get one. I don't have any flashback spells in exile now. Double strike thing. I have the clear shot here, obviously. Let's see if they can double spell to make it. They will get another. Okay, they do, and they have a tapper, which I don't think I have to care about. But yeah, they get another counter from the Sunrise Cavalier now. But at least I now know everything they have, and yeah, they just don't have any attacks. I can even, block with the Dice Train Demolisher here. Someone gets a counter. And it's going to be another day-night change. With the 5/5 now, it's a bit different. It is. I'm actually not gonna attack now. I'm going to give the Brood Weaver a counter, maybe even 2, I don't know. Wow, it's so funny that the countertionist Troupes have given me so many more counters than they have gotten, and I still am not actually, beating them. Now I have 4, 3, 3, 5, 6. I have to be careful here. I need to give someone a lot of power here now. Okay, these guys will flip now or transform. I guess I'm gonna give the Brood Weaver a couple of counters here. That still allows me to have, hopefully, Coven on the next turn. Now they can get rid of the Burly Breaker. Bye-bye. And I will of course keep the clear shot as a trick here. They get a counter, but that shouldn't really matter given all the counters. Let's see if they play the card. Of course it can be just a land they're drawing here. They tap the one of the reach guys. Okay, that's one of the 3 reach guys. So they have a lifelink and double strike, sure. They're gonna attack with it. Okay, let's see what would happen if I try to block it. That's pretty fine for me. So it doesn't matter who is gonna kill it. I assume they have nothing, they don't have anything, so kill that guy, and this is pretty much... Now I can start doing some attacks here. So I don't have my trick anymore, but I have so big creatures here now. And I think I'm pretty safe to start doing some nice attacks here. Not with the Troupees though. They can't, but they can kill like, I guess, one of these guys by losing multiple creatures. They are only at 12, so they actually have to be careful how many they're gonna take through here. Okay, that's gonna kill 2. Now that's still taking 11 here. Okay, so get rid of this guy and the flyer. And then they will be at 1 life here. And I have everything here still. Okay, of course the unruly mob will start getting counters, but it doesn't really matter too much. I'm gonna give more counters to something like don't know. Maybe these high toughness creatures can get more counters. They can only draw 1 removal spell anyway. They have a tapper, of course, too. Yep, that was it. Now the Troupees did a lot more work than I thought would be necessary to win the game, but I guess when it's this kind of a board style, it's really hard to find any profitable attacks. So in that sense, I mean, it's understandable that I got like how many counters? Of course, some of the guys died, but this is like almost 20. Oh, that's probably more than 20 counters I got there. By the way, I don't have any intention to try to get the mythic rank this month because the qualifier weekend this September qualifies into is, I think it's at the end of October. I suppose I keep this 5-lander because of the root cold creeper. I won't be able to play on in that qualified weekend, but I will be playing in the sealed one that is actually going to be quite soon, I think, in a bit over a week. So this is whenever creature I control dies, this gets a counter. Well, I guess I have the luck in the cemetery. Don't know if I'm gonna do anything with the 1/1 here. But yep, they played a 2 mana 3/3, not much I can do about this. Alright, so I can block with the Bird Admirer because it's a free kill. I mean, sorry, free attack from their behalf. I'm not going to double block because it's easily possible they have something. I'm just thinking about, do I want them to use their trick and then I will lock it into the cemetery now that it's tapped. So I guess I'm gonna do that. Whatever trick they have. Just don't be the +2/+2 and... Okay, it was a clear shot. It was a 2-for-1 anyway. Yeah. It could have been the one that... No, it only untaps wolves and werewolves, I think. Well, that was a really, really bad thing to happen, but that's what the clear shot does. It works as a combat trick and a kill spell if +1/+1 is all you need. Well, I need my burly breakers now, I guess. Or the Troupees or something like that. Okay, another board style, I guess. Nothing I can do with these lands yet, but I might draw something like a Troupee, and of course the lands will be good in that case. It became a knight, which is good for me because I have a werewolf, so of course they play green, they might have 2. Well, this is interesting. Neither of us has any plays. They might have, of course, instant speed plays. These are not really worth removing here. So I'm assuming they have removal, but... Well, Troupees will be big if they don't get removed. There is one big guy. But if they have removal, they definitely have the 3 mana to pay for the ward. That will be... Doesn't have flying, won't be able to get flying. I could draw a card with this thing, but it's just not worth it. I'd rather get some value out of that thing. I still have 2 of these left. Okay then, 10 lands, 7 lands and 17 non-lands left in the deck. I didn't even draw any of my Evolving Wilds, which would have been thinning my deck a bit, did I? Nope. So, well, I mean, they have only 2 4s and 2 2s, it's not really that... Wow. I mean, it's not like they can do anything here. Whoever draws something big is gonna be having some good chance. Okay, now they can do those kind of attacks, of course. And I'm not gonna use any Might of the Old Ways here. I can take 2 damage for a couple of turns. Okay, well, that will trade with the Brood Weaver. Now, another land, but at least it's one that will thin my deck, so... There is that. I have 3 basic lands left and 1 Evolving Wilds. So that's 4 lands and still 17 non-lands. That's a quite high frequency of lands. So in top 20 cards, that's a lot of lands. So the Pestilent Wolf is going to be blocked here. I think I'm gonna make the trade happen. Oh, I guess, no, I wanna have a card from the Might of the Old Ways. I'm getting a 1-2 here though. Well, let's see how it goes. I'm gonna draw some non-land at some point, right? I have 4 lands left in the deck. Or was it 5? No, 4, because 1 is in the graveyard. 12 on in play. Okay, well, they have some value spells now. Bird Admirer. Is it Night Steel? It is Night Steel, but sadly they have a Death Toucher. And they can have another use for that thing. Oh well. What can they return? Nothing too amazing, actually. So I'm just gonna double block the Pestilent Wolf with the 1-1 and 1-2 here. And they have another low value creature. I mean, when I start drawing my good stuff, well, they have the Tovolar's Huntmaster, which they can use a okay, no, well, that's game over then. Okay, yeah. If they didn't have it, I mean, this thing here, I think I was in a good shape because my deck has such a high frequency of, you know, strong plays. 2 True Pace, 2 Burly Breakers still, and they only have these 2 power creatures. Okay, that's dead, so whatever. And then they can, of course, do the attacks now too. But they're gonna get back a Tovolar's Huntmaster. There's no way I can beat that. Unless I draw like a combination of cards somehow. I lose one of these guys, it doesn't matter. I can take 4 and lose 1. But now a non-land, please. Can't really afford to draw land anymore. They will have mana for the rebirth because it gets cheaper here. And it's no, it will actually become a day now, but still. Okay, Duel for Dominance, it's one part of the puzzle here. Sadly, it's gonna become a night. And they will get 2 of these when this attacks. And then I will lose. I can waste this Might of the Old Ways. I guess I can waste, well, not only, I can kill the Pestilent Wolf with it. But I'm still taking here, I have to jump block the 6/6, yeah. So let's just say I drew a bit too more lands. Now opponent drew a bunch of lands too, but they had the, you know, the rare here. So I'm not really sure if the you know, my face here adds any value to these videos. So maybe you comment in the comments below if it somehow feels like it's nicer to see the face of the guy who's talking here. It does block some of the view, which is annoying, but I guess I can tune it a bit better. I'm okay on the play with the 2 lander at this time though. Okay, let's be lucky and draw a 3rd land very soon, and then I can at least play the Bird Admirer. And if it becomes if I can't play any spells, at least I can, you know, make this into a 3/5 because I have the Burly Breaker here, and there's a land number 3 right away. So now I can play the Bird Admirer, and well, now if I draw a 4th land, the Gale Drifter can be played on curve and all that. That's a good one though. I'm actually considering just killing this guy right away. I don't want that to exist anyway, so it's just, now that they're tapped out, get rid of it. The 1/4 wouldn't have done a lot against the 2/3 here. Okay, Falcon Abomination. I can take a trade here. Definitely will be taking a trade here. They don't know about the Bird Admirer, so they would have maybe blocked if they knew. So let's see the 4-mana 3/2 that gets them a card with selection. And not only it's a card with selection, I don't recall its name right, by the way, but it's also putting 2 cards to your graveyard, which absolutely is relevant in this format. Okay, so they have whatever they have here. I mean, why wouldn't I block here? The funny thing is they will also attack with the 2/2, so let's see what's that gonna be. They just wanted to attack for 2 here. Do they have a kill spell here? They have a Bat Whisperer. Well, that explains it. Okay, so can't even make this into anything that makes me a counter. I can only make it into a 1/1 or a 2/2. Well, I can make it into a 0/0, but it will die immediately. So what I'm thinking about here is, I mean, I can make it in the night. That's what I can do here. Okay, fine. I will trade with the Bat Whisperer if they are gonna make the trade happen. And then it's gonna be a 3/5. So you know, unless, well, they can of course have removal. They are black. Tainted Adversary. So this thing says when it, okay, it becomes a 3/4, and then they get double of those zombies. Okay. But they don't have an attack now. Sadly, this thing does have Death Touch, so it's a bit annoying. Turn here. Okay, so I can make this now a 1. I'm not making it a 1/1. I guess I could, because then I have the Might of the Old Ways I can keep up. But I can take the 3 damage here. So I'm playing just the Gale Drifter here now. I can't, I mean, I won't be double blocking this guy, of course, because then both of my blockers would die. Oh, they have a Dreadhound. Oh, it doesn't seem that good anymore. They had another Blade Stitched Scarp there. A pretty good one. Yeah, they have only, I guess the Bat Whisperer isn't that great, but with a lot of these Decayed Zombies, it's quite easy to get a 1/1 flyer here. And now with this 4-mana 3/4, no, it was actually 5-mana 3/4 Death Touchers. So yeah, quite fair. I can only kill it by losing 2 of my guys. I'm not a fan of that at all. I'll take 3 now. I have to be careful, of course, because those Decayed Zombies, they will be relevant. Right, so now I did wish to draw a land here, because I wouldn't have played the Burly Breaker. I would have played the Troupe as a 4/4 and given a counter with the Coven then to something like a Gale Drifter, which, although this is going to, well, no, I have a reach guy here. But yeah, the 6/6 is a problem too, so there's a lot of problems here now. I guess what I'm going to do is now use the Might of the Old Ways. This is going to be a 1/1 here. And I can keep the counter to something like, and this, yeah, I can draw a card from the Might of the Old Ways. I guess I'm gonna just boost the Pestilent Wolf or something like that. But who's gonna get the counter here? Guess I can give it to the Wings Raider, hoping they don't have any removal though. That's the thing here. Maybe the Gale Drifter. I'm not giving it to the Wolf because it doesn't really benefit from the stats of 3/3 at all. And I'm not gonna give it to the Troupe because that's the thing that's important to have survive. So I don't wanna. If it dies, I don't want it to have the extra counter. So it's gonna be one of these. Cause fine, let's give it here. And I think I'm going to block the Death Toucher with the Pestilent Wolf. Now I have to hope they don't have any instant speed interaction. That would be horrible, of course. They have a Geist Wave. That is annoying. Hopefully they have nothing else, because I still have a combat where I can even draw a card from this. Because first the pump effect applies, then the Coven is checked. Now of course this is a lot of damage I'm taking now. And I have the 6/6 to worry about too. That's really, really bad actually. Yeah, I guess when they bounced my biggest creature, that's kind of game over. Because what I can do here is, I mean, I can of course jump block, but that's not winning play. I can assume to get this. Maybe if they don't have another spell, it will be a Night Steal, and it's going to be a 8/7 of course. So if I don't even try to kill the Dreadhound now, I'm taking 10 here from these guys, 3 guys already. And then what I can do is, let's see if I can do something like this. Well, I guess if I'm gonna lose the Troupe, right? So this is how I'm gonna do it. It's gonna die anyway. Taking here what 8? I'm taking 10 damage still. Well, at least I'm going to survive. Fine. Oh, they have something for instant speed. Well, that means I'm just losing here. Yep. Not much to do about it. Double blade stitched carpet. This is a really decent deck there. I consider it because when this adversary gets to survive, there's no way I can. I mean, I probably was dead anyway. But they also got a 2/2 Decade Zombie, which was going to be super relevant. So that was just. I mean, I did not draw the lands this time, and I kept the 2-lander, so that was a risk I took. And of course, the reason was that I lost. Not because my deck was necessarily that bad, but just didn't draw the lands I needed. Funnily, the previous game I drew almost all my lands in the top half of the deck, so that's how the best of one format goes. Sometimes you just lose 2 games just like that, and then you are one loss from being eliminated. That's normal. I was thinking about not playing any Premier drafts in this month anymore, because I do like traditional drafts more because of the best of 3 format, and I have no ability to play in the qualifier this month. Qualifies you, but I think I promised in the end of the previous video that I will have a Premier draft next, so I decided to do that. I might be playing a couple of traditional drafts next though. Okay, so I'm at least having 3 spells, and with the Root Coil Creeper I could have the Burly Breaker happening on turn 4. Oh, I actually never drew these in the games where there were massive board stalls, for instance. These might have been interesting. Alright, Consider is gonna allow this to attack for 3. That's a pretty scary thing. I might have to deal with it with a duel for dominance. Oh, they have an immolation there, so not nice. Well, let's see if they have another kill spell for my Root Coil Creeper. I could still have a turn for Burly Breaker. Another Consider, and let's say another. Let's not have another Root Coil kill for the Root Coil Creeper here. Okay, so I take another. Yeah, this thing has dealt already so much damage. But the important part here is, of course, I get my Burly Breaker now happening, and if I get to untap it with it, I can even get rid of this. And maybe, who knows, how many cantrips can they have? Okay, I need to get rid of that thing. Well, I have a couple of removal spells here. I don't have more than 1 in my graveyard, so I mean 1 card, so the Locked in the Cemetery won't be doing a whole lot without, you know, Well, it will do some if they attack. But yeah, the Winterthorn, I'm just thinking about if I'm gonna supposed to just go here like and be very aggressive myself, because I can, for example, do it so that I'm going to tap down this guy up to one creature you control. Okay, Root Coil Creeper should have one counter, and then this will be tapped and staying tapped. And then I can actually it does combine nicely with the kind of forgot. Yeah, this thing taps, so I can use the Locked in the Cemetery. But now the point is here, I'm attacking for 9. This can't block, and this won't be able to attack now that it's locked down. So if they don't have something for the Burly Breaker, I think I'm going to be in a very good shape. Burn the Accursed. Was I supposed to? They just throw this away. Okay, was I supposed to give it a counter? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they could have had another Locked in the Cemetery of their own there. I don't know if I want to, because they have only one card. I don't actually care about the 1/3 that much now. Could be a mistake though, but I do feel like I would rather tap down something else with the Winterthorn Blessing. Of course, if they have another removal spell. Well, they have only one card left. Okay, so it is a race situation. That... Can they need 3 spells to make this lethal. Guess I am going to... Because I could tap it down, make this into a 4/4, but then there's if they have a blocker, I won't be necessarily able to deal with the remaining life points they have. So I'm gonna take a bit of a risk. If they have multiple cantrips, card draw spells into card draw spells, I might lose here because I have nothing that works against this in instant speed. That is fine. And now, do they have something else? If they double spell, it actually will become a day, and this will allow them to draw a card. So if they have another spell that is somehow reasonable to play right now, they maybe should. Of course, they can just have a land in their hand. Maybe they have a land and they are just figuring out whether they should attack with the Festival Crasher or not. Probably. So am I going to put them into a land in hand? Because it's... Well, let's first see what I draw. That might help me. Well, it doesn't help me. So what I'm going to do here, because I can't deal with them both, they are more unlikely to jump block with the Firmament Sage, which means that I'm going to use the Blessing to tap down the Crasher. It's going to backfire if they have something, because if they don't block it, this will only deal 4, but then I will use the Might of the Old Ways. I'm not playing around some instant speed stuff they might have. So either they have to jump block here, and then fade, or then they will die to this thing, unless they really have something. Okay. Well, the blue green uncommon tapper counter adding thing at least was pretty relevant in this game. Maybe it's not that bad of a card. The fact it also adds a counter, it does matter. Okay, that is a fine hand, which I might even do so that I can play this on turn 3. Let's see what I draw though. Because if I get a 4th land, I am going to play the Gale Drifter. This as a 2/2 won't in fact trigger Coven quite yet, even if I hit my 4th land drop. Okay, so here Almost actually considering this, but I will take the trade here. It's fine. Let's just trade here. Oh, they are aggressive. Well, I'm going to play this as a 2-2. So I did draw the fourth land. And if they are oh, they have a third color here. I guess I always say it. I mean, as if you don't see. I just don't know if this format is really easy for splashes because there are not that many fixers. Anyway, this is of course, they might have something, for example, a removal spell on the Harvest-Tide Sentry, and if I block, I will lose this guy for no reason. So this is a place where I just take the one here. If they want to really do something to make it deal additional 2, that's fine. And now I have my Gale Drifter here. And oh, that was fantastic. Forest was exactly a fifth land. That's an island. Would not help. But it was a forest, so I can have one of these Burly Breakers now happening. And the Winded Zone Blessing. You can also double spell this with the mana I have available. So that's also pretty nice. Can do a lot of... I mean, in a race situation, that can be just very backbreaking. Alright, that is a good card. Are you gonna block... Oh, they have something with 1 green. What's that? I don't know what's that with 1 green. Because they are just offering me the Crasher now. Oh man, I don't know. I wanna see what it is. Nothing? They fed that guy to me. What the? I don't think that made any sense. They just, I mean, they were attacking for 1 or losing it for nothing. I guess they should have just left this as a blocker. They can't really bluff with anything with a 1 green. What is an instant that costs only 1 green mana? Okay, they get to recast a Duel for Dominance. They can kill. They can't kill anything that. Oh, this will. Yeah, this is actually, they don't have a Coven here, so they will lose the whatever they're gonna use to fight here. So it's actually not bad for me at all. Do they even want to do it? They can kill the Gale Drifter, but I can recast it. It has Disturb. It's not a great Disturb creature, but it's still, you know, a lot better than just a 3/2 flyer that has nothing else. Which would be quite unplayable in limited nowadays. At least very unexciting 4-drop. Alright, so do I just have a win here? Yes, I do, because of this. So this gets a counter, this gets tapped. Maybe I'm starting to like this card. Or maybe it's just because I have had good success with it. Of course, it doesn't do anything when you just need to stabilize. Yeah, tapping, well, maybe it buys you a bit of time because it locks down the creature, they can't attack with it, but it's not really necessarily worth using a card. You just rather have a removal or an actual blocker in that case. Unless the counters are going to be very relevant, who knows. It does also make it easier to race. I mean, if you are kind of on the defensive, you can easily be on the offensive when you have a Winded Zone Blessing. I'm on the play with a 2-lander again, but I have 2 2-drops, and when I get any 3rd land, I can play also those. So yeah, I'm keeping it. But I did lose one game where I kept this kind of a hand and didn't get. I guess I was stuck with 3 lands for a few turns, and well, it was too late to come back from that. Snarling Wolf. Well, okay. At least I'm pretty lucky with my land draws here. Definitely am. I think at this point, I mean, how likely is it that they're gonna miss the 2-drop? Because Harvest-Tide Sentry is a better 2-drop in the sense that it attacks for 3. But I'm gonna, maybe, there's a chance they don't have a 2-drop. They had a 1-drop, maybe they don't have, because if they don't, this will become a 3/3. And that's fantastic. Another blue-green. Yeah, that can be a 3/3 for a 2 mana. Okay, they do have a 2-drop because they... What? But they have some... Okay. I don't know what that is gonna be, but let's see. Because they could have at least pumped this guy. So the instant speed effect... Do they just have a bounce spell? don't really care if they use a bounce spell here. What's... The thing that untaps a wolf costs 3 mana, it's the aura. +2/+2, and it gives vigilance and then untap a creature if it is a wolf or a werewolf. Anyway, I had to clear a shot for any kind of shenanigans other than a bounce spell. Anyway, let's just play this thing because it is night and it's gonna be a 3/5. Consider. So they should have done that on their turn because now it was night for no reason. Right. And now they are facing a 3/3 and a 3/5 when it could be a 2/2 and a 1/4. Unless they have some great werewolf themselves. Maybe they have their own wing shredder now coming up. Who knows? If they would have their own wing shredder, would I just use a Winterthorn Blessing? Okay, well that's definitely not scary. They only milled land, so that means they do get the land, of course, but they didn't get any flashback stuff. I guess it was a 3-mana 2/3 that draws them a land. It's not a bad card when it does that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of interested to attack with both and get a 2-for-1 here with the clear shot, but I also don't want to waste it on something like this, because they could easily double block this and I can only trade with the 2/3 here. And I can just play my flyer here. They don't have a reach guy or a flyer of their own yet, so I think that's a much better idea. Leave the clear shot for something that is an actual troublesome card, not something like a 2/3 or a 1/1. Sometimes the 2-for-1 is just not worth it when you have, an easily better play available here. And I didn't want to play the Winterthorn Blessing because then it could have been nice to play the Harvesttide Sentry, but then it would have become a day, and I don't want these things to transform if I can help it. And of course the 3-power flyer in here is great if they don't have anything for it. And if they do have a blocker for it, I can Winterthorn Blessing it, or clear a shot. Scarp Wrangler. Tap 3 untapped creatures, they can tap one of mine. Well, it's not really good, because they can tap one thing that attacks for 3 and then they will have to take 6 damage. Alright, I don't see any reason to pre-combat Winterthorn Blessing at this point, so I will just try to attack with the clear shot up. And if nothing weird happens, I can just play the Harvesttide Sentry and then have the clear shot on their turn. So I'm not offering the trade here still. I'm going to do this though. Is this worth it? If they triple block it, they can kill it. Actually, that might be a reason to offer the trade with the Trap Breaker. It's only a 3/3, and while it can get rid of some enchantment they might have, maybe... That's still fine. I'm attacking for 6 here. Okay, they do that, so now they're tapped out. I could kill the wolf now and this thing would survive. But I'm not sure I care about it. No, I just think it doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, they might have a thing that, the same thing I have. What's the card called? The thing that prevents a creature from untapping. And now that I lost my creature that can get rid of that, they can use it on a Gale Drifter. Okay, this thing is this is the one that gives a clue token, alright. And when they have a clue token, as long as they have any token, this is a 4/3. Are they going to double spell? Okay, they did have the locked in the cemetery. Okay, well, they had that exact thing, and it will become also a day now. But if I would have if I draw an island, I would win here. That is actually correct. If I draw an island, I will win. Because I'm going to kill the tracker anyway. This deals still damage, so let's do that. they won't be able to tap down anything. And because I can tap those and give this both. Oh, actually I was wrong. I won't be winning if it becomes, because this becomes just a 1/4. I could tap both of these down and attack for 6, of course. But now this is still fine. So this gets the counter. Yeah, this gets the counter, and the Scarp Wrangler gets tapped. So if they want to jump block, well, that's actually is unblockable by the 1/1. I didn't even realize that's gonna happen when I give the counter a Coven will trick. Yeah, so they take 4 here at least, and then, well, they are not gonna jump block for the 1. So they will take 5. I could make it, 7, and I would be drawing a card if I boost this thing. I just don't know if it's worth it. I don't necessarily think it is worth it. The card is not bad. I mean, deal 2 damage, draw a card, but it might be important if they have like their own fight spells or something. I might be able to save it from a fight spell. And I have another use for the Winterthorn Blessing, and I can still have the Might of the Old Ways up. Well, I have the 5 mana for it. And now they don't know it, but this thing, even as a 1/4, will be lethal if they take it. And with this current board composition, this will be unable to be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Of course, this can become a 3/3. Do they make it a knight? Don't they have any play here? If that's the case, this becomes a 3/5. Funnily though, Coven won't trigger in that case. Alright, so... well, they definitely have to have something. If I use the Winterthorn Blessing and tap down the Snarling Wolf, they would need to have 2 things that deal with my guys, because both of them will be lethal. If they have 2 things, I guess like 2 bounce spells or something. Okay, let's try it. This gets the counter, this gets tapped, and see what happens. They would have to have two out of their 3 cards need to be instant speed interaction that deal with the situation. 1 flash creature doesn't help, and stuff like that. Coven didn't trigger now, because I guess I could have given this the counter to get the Coven, but I just felt like I like this better. Okay, so this thing says... okay, actually you can't read it here. When this thing enters, they can pay only once. Tapped up to that many target. Then up to the... okay, phase out. Okay, so a guy of mine will be phasing out, and it's actually kind of annoying because... yeah, because if I made this thing... yeah, if I made this thing, I know, the 5 power... if I target it with the Winterthorn Blessing, the Harvest Tide Sentry, this would be 3 power. No, actually, and this would be 3 power. Yeah, I would still not have the Coven. Yeah, so no problem. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to use the Might of the Old Ways, because they are going to block anyway. I don't want them to trade, and unless they have something here, I will get to draw a card, and they have to jump block. Oh, but they have something. Oh, they have the Clue activation up, so they don't necessarily have anything instant speed. Okay, and I drew a card. So they have to jump block now. It's a 3/2 versus a 6/4. And these will be lethal on the following turn. And I get a blue mana here. Yeah, they will draw a card from the clue token there. I'll just get my island right away to save some time here. Okay, so... okay, this will face back in, of course, in my upkeep. or in my untap phase actually. This will untap now, this will still stay locked. This can be killed by even the Scarp Wrangler, but of course. Okay, another one of those. But the 4-6 is a problem, they have to jump block it, they can't kill it. And they have to trade with the Harvest Tide Sentry. They get a land, but they still have 3 cards, of course. Organ Hoarder, well, they have more cards. Can they kill the Shredder? No, they can't. So it's still an okay situation for me. Especially with the Root Coil Creeper, because this can actually get back the Winterthorn Blessing. And I have all my big stuff left in the deck too. I mean, if this game is gonna go late, I have a lot of good draws here available. Anyway, let's see if they wanna tap anything. Of course they can't, because I guess, oh, I made a big mistake. Sorry about that, yeah. Playing this pre-combat would make this unblockable. Ugh. So I actually had to win there. Who would have thought? Okay, a bit of an interlude here. Now that I have the camera technology available, I should mention that, because I'm going to come back to this moment many times in this video. I just noticed I didn't have the lethal. They had the organ thing here, 3 power creature that is able to block my 2-drop even if it has the Coven ability active. So I did not have lethal here. But I just somehow thought the opponent had only 2 power creatures here, which means that for many times in this video I'm going to come back to the situation and say that I missed lethal, which I did not. So just bear with me, sorry about that. There. Who would have thought? Who would have thought I actually had to win there? I autopiloted. Sorry, that was a mistake. And that was so obvious, because they can't even tap it down, because then this will be lethal. They have to tap all of these guys. So now I have to figure out if I actually want to. Why is this still having a phase out animation there? So this of course attacks, but problem is if I don't attack with the sentry, they can and will triple block it. But in that case they will lose the Organ Hoarder and the Scarp Wrangler. If they just jump block, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's worth. Now I can also just attack with this. They will block this, and they will have one of these guys alive then. Okay, fine. I guess it's something I should do. I mean, the 4-6 might be more valuable. They might be able to double spell though. Yeah, I had to win there. And they were tapped out. There was nothing they could have done if I did this thing pre-combat. But such is the nature of Magic. You make mistakes, especially when you don't think about every possible action. I'm still in an okay shape. I mean, I have 19 life. They have 3. I have a lot of life drops. This thing can get... Okay then. Let's... Oh, wow. Well, I will deserve a loss. It's very sad that they have... Also, this opponent has the Tovolar's Huntmaster. But... Because now this thing isn't gonna give me any lethal attacks here. My only flyer is here, I think. Guess I have the Disrupt card. Disturb. Okay, well, the sad thing is I had to win. I did have to win. I guess that, yeah, I mean, just have to wait. But this Huntmaster is gonna win the game for them. It's going to become a night, they will start fighting my stuff. Yeah. Well, this is one of those games which is also going to be the last of the event if I lose this. And that was completely... I missed a 100% lethal attack there. If I only had let the Coven happen, they didn't have any blockers for this. And if they tapped it with by tapping 3 untapped creatures, they wouldn't have had a blocker for this, and they had 3 life versus my 4 power attackers. Now it becomes night. This will happen. Okay then. I'm gonna have to figure out if I need to get the... I think this is like my only chance. Don't know really. If I draw another one of the same kind, but I don't have enough blue mana to cast them multiple times. Repair will be decent, but problem is it's not good enough, especially with the Scarp Wrangler here. I think I have to double spell here now. This guy gets a... I'll play the Trupe as a 4/4, it will trigger the common here. This will be a 5 power creature. They also have 4 cards in hand. Well, I can't feel bad about the rare now because I don't know why I played it as. I paid 4 mana, what I of course have chosen X equals 4 here. But, well... don't know if it's that relevant even. Could be though, but yeah, I of course needed to tap 5 mana for this thing, not just 4. So I can trade into one of these 2/2s now. If I really want to, I get still a 1/2 here, so I guess it makes sense. This every creature I get rid of is meaning one less creature they can use for the Scarp Wrangler. Do have one of my fight spells still left, but they still have a lot of cards here. This is problematic. This is very problematic. So they can't just keep tapping one of these guys. So I guess I'm gonna give the 1/2 a counter here now. I will have well, I mean, I would be a lot happier about the situation if they didn't have 4 cards in their hand. That is now the problem here. And this thing should be a 4/4. If that's gonna be relevant now somehow. If they have the Coven fight spell. Oh, they have, of course, that ability there. Oh, man. This is a 3/3. They have the 3/3 wolf. Yep. Alright, alright. Puppet Stitcher. Well, let's see. They are tapped out. They have a ability to... Oh, with the Puppet Stitcher? Yeah, they have 2 taps now. With the Scarp Wrangler. Can I untap this in any way? Because they don't have a reach guy. No, this doesn't untap anything. I don't think I can untap it. Can I kill it somehow? Because it will be a flying creature with disturb. I guess I can have my fight spell and I can intentionally kill it. Right. Is there any other way to kill it? I don't think there is. Well, I'm gonna play the Root Coil Creeper. That's still not enough to trigger the Coven, so I guess I'll need to use the Blessing here again. Not a fan of that, but I guess... Fine. The Puppet Stitcher though, that's really... they actually have 3 creature tokens. They can even make it into the Puppet Factory now. Okay. I need to get the Gale Drifter dead. But they have a very, very fast victory here. They have a very fast victory here coming up. Because with all the stuff they have, I'm dead in a couple of attacks. They still have 1 mana kills. Oh, they have tap effect, of course. Am I gonna be dead in 1 attack? Because they can transform this. They have 9. Oh no, they don't have a kill yet. But it's very close. Of course, they can't make any huge attacks because they have to be careful about my counter attack. I might draw another one of these. I can still get it back with the Root Coil Creeper. But, well, no blocks. I mean, this funny thing is this would be a 4-4 if I, didn't mess up with this thing. So that was not a mistake that could cost me the game here. It's night now. Well, this they want to have Toller's Pack Leader as an obviously as a So they can fight. They can fight the Root Coil. Yeah, they can. Yeah, they will tap down the Wing Shredder here. That's how it's gonna be. Well, I'm gonna play this and see what happens. Maybe they will make some kind of mistake at some point. Because the problem is the Trooper is gonna die. But so is one of the Wolves, because of that reason. But my Root Coil Creeper is gonna die, but I can respond by getting back the thing there, of course. So now my Trooper is gonna attack and it's gonna be fight to the death by one of the Wolves. At least the Wolf is gonna die now. Yeah, okay, they actually made it a mistake there. They didn't pump their own Wolf, but I made a big mistake here too, so I guess that's one thing that did help me there a bit. They can still kill it by sacrificing another Wolf, but they sacrificed this for no reason. So that's, I guess, fine. Sad thing is, of course, they are able to attack with the Pack Leader now. And the Pack Leader will, when it's night, it will be giving a 2/2/2 tokens. That said, I can block it with the Dice Train Demolisher. Yeah, the Scarp Wrangler really tough not to crack. Yeah, it's causing me some trouble. Okay, they make it back into a Puppet Stitcher, alright. They get more tokens, of course, when they cast instants or sorceries. The fact they are at exactly 3 life is going to, that gives me a bunch of time here. But of course this Scarp Wrangler with all the creatures they have, and they have, they're splashing for a Blade Stitched Scarp. I'm not sure that's something I would do myself. Well, they are splashing other black stuff too. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What matters in here is that I don't think they have a good attack for the Pack Leader, because they don't have the mana to tap down the Dice Train Demolisher. They might still trade here. It's not necessarily that bad for them, but no, they don't want to do that. I want to get this thing back once again, though. Problem is now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, they still have only 2 taps, but I mean 2 taps is exactly the amount of creatures I have here, so it's not exactly great. These won't be able to block, but of course they will be used to tap my stuff. So they did double spell. I guess I'm actually, yeah, the funny thing is I would be able to, well, no. Thing is, I'm actually facing lethal now, currently, because the Scarp Wrangler will make, well, no, it's actually, yeah, it is now day, so yeah, they have the 1 mana to tap it also. They can pay for the ward. So problem is that they tap this both and they have 8, 10, 16, 20, 26 damage here. Now I can have the Winded Thorn Blessing here, of course. Which I need to have, I think. but it's really just not gonna work anymore. I needed to find the kill spell on this thing, so that the fight spell, so I could, you know, fight with this guy so that it dies. I get my flyer. Although if I had a flyer, they would just tap it down. I guess if I would kill the Scarp Wrangler with the fight spell, that might work somehow. But yeah, I just have to accept that I had the game won, but then I made a mistake. That's just something that happened. Nothing that really helps there. I mean, they had the puppet stitcher, of course the Huntmaster, with the Scarp Wranglers. They have so many free taps here that it's just, I mean, with my mistake, I would have been in a very good shape if they didn't have the kind of draws they did. They immediately played the Tovolar's Huntmaster after I missed my lethal, so that's really bad. So let's see if they have the lethal attack now. I think they are very close because they can give them, the tokens can be, well, they didn't do it, so it's a 6. It's not lethal yet. Oh, it is, because I'm only at 13 here. I don't have 20 here. Sure. So they will attack for a lethal here if they want to. Of course I have two, I mean, I could have a fight spell here. Who knows, maybe I will, you know. It's too late, they already got the, they are already at declare attackers, I think. So yeah. But if they want to really play safe, they can even afford to do that. Play around the, you know, the fight spell with Coven. The annoying part is that the game took so much more time. I mean, this would have been over so quickly if I didn't miss the lethal, and now that because I wasn't technically dead, I still am not, because they didn't go for the lethal attack, and now they have their own flyer. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Now they can tap these, and I will lose. All right, so well, I can only blame myself. I had an easy lethal. It wasn't even a complicated situation. It was simply just play the 2/2 to trigger the Coven for my 3/1. Well, it was 4/2 even that in that case, but that's irrelevant. They had only 3 life. But at least I got the 3 wins after being at 1/2. But yeah, that was very bad mistake by me. But well, I'm uploading all my videos, especially now that I had very little amount of time to draft. I'm not gonna scratch any videos. And yeah, usually, if I record a video, I will always upload it. I'm not gonna cherry pick them. So next one will be a traditional draft. I will see you then. Hopefully on the next day, but no promises yet. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye. Okay, so here we have the final part of the video, which is my first set completion update for Innistrad Midnight Hunt. After 10 drafts and 1 sealed deck event, this is where I am at. The traditional drafts have been incredibly successful, so 5 of them, also 5 premier drafts. So 2 times 2 wins, 3 times 3 wins with gems netted. So this is plus 3,500 gems and plus 26 packs. Win rate is pretty amazing, but of course it's a very low sample size, which, I mean, it is going to get lower for sure. And then, well, there's the 1 sealed deck event. It was 4 wins, no match losses, so 100% win rate. Of course, it only gives you 200 gems, even if you get the best result, and 3 packs, but it's still fun format, and I got some mythic rares there too. Premier drafts have been only win rate of 50%, 1 0 win results, of course, dragging it down quite a bit. At least 1 6 win result, the 4 win result is okay, 3 and 2, not ideal, but well, I suppose the 3 is fine, 2 is not ideal because it loses a lot of gems, and as a result I have lost 3,000 gems in the premier drafts, and I only netted 13 packs. So that's how it is for my draft success so far. And the progress here, I just decided not to count the rares at all, because I'm completing the mythic rares, and that's going to be, I mean, that's going to take a lot more than just completing the rares, which means that I'm not even going to count them. I will get the rares filled anyway. So this is now my current progress rate here. 28% of mythics would be completed if I would open these 59 packs. This is just an estimate, of course, but it's in the ballpark anyway. So currently I have 15 mythic rares, and if I opened these, I would roughly get 8 more, so I would have 23 if I open these packs. And out of 80 mythics, it's of course 28.8% completion rate. And this is the total gem balance change. So in the previous screen, if you add up all these numbers, 3,500 on the positives, minus 3,000, plus 200, it's of course plus 700 so far. So I have 1 gems here thanks to the traditional drafts. And this, I also added this table here. So what is the source for mythics? Because now that we have the first set after rotation, we have the renewal egg, which gives us a mythic rares, which we would not usually get. So out of the 15 mythic rares I've gotten, only 5 of them came from drafts. Only 1 came from sealed deck event, the one I played. And then 5 of them have been coming from the renewal egg. So this year's renewal egg, which is the kind of bonus for old accounts after rotation, which we all get when things rotate. We of course lose a lot of cards that used to be standard legal, but won't be no longer. So as a kind of a reward, we get these free cards from the new set. And I've gotten, and every one of you who has the renewal egg has gotten similar amount of mythic rares from the Innistrad Midnight Hunt, and for me it's now 5. And then also, because I always buy the Mastery Pass, I also have gotten 4 mythic rares from there. So this is actually 9 out of the 15 are mythic rares that are not tied to the limited events at all. But still, I mean, I would have gotten those anyway. Of course, I want to include those in these calculations. So that's the set completion update for now. So almost a third of the set is completed after 10 drafts and 1 sealed deck event. But because I won't be getting a lot of more of this renewal egg or the master pass mythics, the rate will slow down. I still assume it will take around 50 to 60 drafts at least to complete the set, depending on the success rate. If I continue getting good success in the traditional drafts, it can be also faster completion. Anyway, this completes the video, and now thank you for watching again, and I will see you in the next draft, which will be a traditional draft. Bye bye.